Guys, happy Saturday. I'm here to give you the forecast for the week to come for Sunday, April 27th through Saturday, May 3rd, 2025. And right out the gates, the first big event that y'all are probably aware of if you follow some of what I do is we have a new moon today, the 27th. Oh, that's tomorrow. On the 27th, we have a new moon. Apparently, I'm hopping around in time and space, but that is the big event to kick off our week. And it's really going to set the tone for the week. And we have a few minor aspects during the week, but I really want to revisit the new moon, the super new moon in the sign of Taurus, and just say a couple big things that are happening there. First, a beautiful expression of Taurus energy. Taurus is the sign of the bull. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is steadfast and strong and acquainted and values the ideas of justice and balance and harmony. So the major aspect that I wanted to really quickly cover here that is going to traverse with us through this week is there is a grand cross, and it's a fixed grand cross. And if you look at the chart, there's aspects that look like this. There's literally a cross in the chart, and that means that there are four different sets of planets or sets of planets that are either opposing each other 180 degrees or they're squaring each other at 90-degree angles. Both of those things are known in astrology to be hard aspects, challenging aspects. I tend to think about them as the breakdown to breakthrough, that something comes up because we are becoming aware of the energies that are needing to be worked with. Eris is active, Pluto is active, Mars is active, and the sun and the moon are active. So all of those planets are going to be lit up for us this week. And with that, I also want to kind of head into the next other more subtle aspect that happens on Sunday the 27th, and that is that Mercury in Aries is semi-square to Uranus in Taurus. Semi-square is a minor aspect. It's a lighter version of a challenge, but also it's still something coming up that we can work with. And so Mercury in Aries is inviting us to look at our communication, look at how we, Mercury is definitely 3D communication, but Mercury is also just generally like to speak or not to speak, what we think is a communication, where we go, what we do and what we don't do. We're communicating all the time. So there's this Mercury in Aries is this self-awareness aspect, and it's uplifted. It could be selfish, but it could be the opportunity for having self-awareness about how we're communicating. The squaring action with Uranus is reminding us, you are the change, you are the high technology that you seek. And Uranus in Taurus is about how can we be the change, earth-based change, 3D-based change with what we communicate with Mercury in the 3D world. So that's really going to kick us off in this week, and it's going to send us throughout the week. The next aspect that happens this week, it's a little bit more calm this week than it was last week for sure. The next aspect happens on Thursday, the 1st of May Day. And on that day, we have three things going on. We have the sun in Taurus, semi-square, the north node in the sign of Pisces. Sun in Taurus is about us being the bull. And if we think about what the energy of the bull is, that's unique to each of us. But, there's this, as I was saying, steadfast, strong, earth-based, committed, ruled by Venus. So there's some justice and balance and harmony in there. But also in being willing to embrace the challenge and to embrace whatever friction is coming up. Embrace it from, as I mentioned in a podcast, one of the themes here is get deeply rooted. Get deeply rooted so that you are secure, so that you know that you're operating all cylinders firing, you're operating from a space of balance and harmony. And that semi-square with the North Node in Pisces. North Node in Pisces is just really cool for us right now because, as I mentioned, Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. we'll know whether or not we've been doing the work. We'll know whether or not we've been listening and heeding the signs of the flows of the energy. Have we been forcing? Have we been fearing? Have we been controlling? Or have we been ebbing and flowing and with our heart open, genuinely seeking to be a source of positive change in the world? And the North Node is about that change in the world that is collective, where we're headed. Also on Thursday, we have Mercury quintile to Pluto. So Mercury's in Aries, as I mentioned previously. Pluto's in Aquarius. So quintile is a minor aspect, and that's kind of a fortunate aspect. It's maybe like a natural talent or a good creative way that these two energies can combine. So if Mercury in Aries is about self-awareness of our communication, taking hold of the I am power of our communication, then Pluto in Aquarius is so that we can embrace the process of transformation. And that's Pluto. And Aquarius is, revolutionizing things for everyone. Aquarius, as I mentioned before, kind of this fighting for your cause. It's a little bit of a radical energy. Oftentimes it's perceived that way because it's totally cool being out of the box. It's totally cool with structures crumbling. It knows that there's a bright future, and it knows that the way to leapfrog it forward is to embrace the change and also to be co-creating the future. Aquarian energy is about co-creating. So that's a really cool aspect, because that's going to be maybe some opportunities for us to use our spidey senses and tack on to those ways that we're communicating, and realize how powerful we are, and realize opportunities for change, step into who we really are as a door swings open for what's possible for us in the future. The final thing that's happening on Thursday is we have Uranus and Taurus sextile the North Node in Pisces. Sextile is a flowing energy. Uranus and Taurus, we are the high technology we seek, but we got to stay here and present on the ground. And Uranus is really inviting us to not get swayed by the tides that might be swirling around us, to go with the flow, but also to remember that there's nothing that's outside of us. There's nothing that can affect us or control us if we don't choose to allow it in. And so this is really, again, we are the change. We are the change for the collective co-creation of the future. So we're going to be getting some downloads around that on Thursday. And then we move to Friday. Friday, we have Venus conjunct Neptune in Aries. I think it's at 2 or 3 degrees at that point. That's a really cool, fortunate aspect. As well, as you know, Neptune just went into Aries, and Neptune is the planet of illusion and delusion, supporting our I am selves, conjoining with Venus, the planet of harmony and beauty and love and justice and balance. So this is going to be the opportunity for us to hold those values in our heart if they resonate for us as true, the Venusian values, and see if we can see through what's happening, as just entertain that some of this illusion and delusion that's going on. Look through that for the Venusian way through, for the thing behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz style, that maybe it's not the little green man in the Wizard of Oz. Maybe it's actually, there's a really beautiful diamond or gemstone or crystal of justice and beauty and balance and harmony that we can tack on to, so that we're not blown about with the illusion and delusion. And that brings me to the last day of this week to come, and that's Saturday the 3rd. We have 2 things going on. On Saturday, we have the Sun in Taurus, semi-square Saturn in Pisces. So Sun in Taurus, that's reminding us to be steadfast. Our I am self is being imbued with the values and the energy of Taurus. And so, as I mentioned, that is that kind of solid energy, solid, in it for the long haul, big picture vision. Semi-square to Saturn is interesting because Saturn in the sign of Pisces is really going to help us to be motivated to look back and make sure that we're culling the last set of time, whether it's the last year, the last couple years, the last month of time, whatever. Look back and look for those wisdom nuggets. And really, if we're going to take anything with us, Saturn wants us to make sure that we've got all those lessons learned and all those things, that the nudges that we may have gotten in the past moments of time. So the challenge is going to be to be truthful to who we are, to be truthful to where we've been, and to be truthful to why we're here. Sounds like a good challenge, right? And the final challenge, semi-square, is Mars in Leo is semi-square to Jupiter in Pisces. So this is reminding us to stay connected to our heart. This is inviting us to be the embodiment, the uplifted aspect of Mars. How can our I am selves take action, take heart-centered action, take the uplifted Leo, feline, regal, noble, for the highest good of all. Leo is also a community sign. Leo loves to embrace and loves to see everyone happy, loves to see everyone come along. Semi-square Jupiter in Gemini is reminding us that expansion comes via multiple perspectives. And here I think the nuance is that it's not yet time for us to claim within ourselves or to feel the need to believe somebody else who claims to know that they have the answer, that right now is my way or the highway. There's plenty of stuff in the collective that we can be fearful about, but there's no need to act from that space of fear to grasp at an answer because we're sort of desperately seeking relief from the fear, if that makes sense. It's more like sitting with the uncertainty, if we happen to feel that, and if we don't, good. If there's any uncertainty, being with it, figuring out how to not embrace it as if this is where I'm going to stick my stick in the sand and we're done, not by any stretch, but to be willing to be, we're in the middle. We're in the middle because Jupiter's in the sign of the twins right now, and Jupiter's going to be, both Saturn and Jupiter are going to be changing signs in May and June. So we're going to get another couple sets of downloads as to what this is all about. So yes, I hope that you find this helpful. I'm always so grateful to everyone in this online community. If you happen to want to join me live on Substack, I'm doing this live every Saturday at 11 a.m. I'm also doing a live on Substack community meditation Tuesdays at noon. Those are Pacific time. I'll put a link in the notes so you can join my email list and sign up for my Substack. All the gatherings that I'm doing 3 of them a week total. They're all free. I just feel like now's the time for us to really kind of come together and enjoy co-creating the good vibes. All right, guys, bright blessings. Have a beautiful week.